Hey, what's up, guys? Master Flex here. I wanted to do a review on the newest wrestling promotion out there. That is what we all say now. It's pretty much confirmed that it's in competition with WWE, AEW, Double or Nothing. Um, Originally, I was going to do a review on WWE Money in the Bank, but the ending was so frustrating that the most that I'll do with that is included at the end of this video, but this video will be focusing on AEW's Double or Nothing. So, unfortunately, uh, I wasn't able to see the every single match. I was only able to see three matches on the show. I've been on pay per view. I had the fort. I was honored. I had the privilege of seeing it for free on ITV box office. My dad has a Fire Stick TV that allows for me to see pay per views for free because they're right on the internet. And it was acting up, so I wasn't really able to see all the other matches, but I was able to see three of the matches, the last three matches of the show. And so we start off with Dustin Rhodes versus Cody Rhodes, the brother versus brother match. And I would have to agree with a lot of people here. This right here was definitely the match of the night. I do wish that I was able to see the other matches that took place prior to this, but there was a lot of issues with the internet that was really preventing me from seeing the other matches that was going on. So I started off looking at this one here, and this was just a really great matchup between the two. The storytelling was perfect. This is what it should have been when they were in WWE, when it was Stardust versus Goldust. That match only lasted like 2 minutes. They faced each other at Fastlane in 2015, I believe. But this one right here, good stuff right here. Um, you could definitely tell that, and I gotta give Dustin Rhodes a lot of credit for the moves he pulled off. To be 50 at this point, I believe they said he's 50 to be 50 years old and to still be in the shape that he's in. I got to give him a lot of credit for what he pulled off in this match um, with his brother Cody Rhodes. You could tell that this is something that they both wanted to do. They were just beating the hell out of each other. Dustin Rhodes was bleeding terribly when he hit the turnbuckle. Uh, had Brandy Rose get involved. You had her spear Dustin Rose outside of the ring, and the referee uh, pretty much kicked her out of the arena. You had the beginning of the show, the beginning of the match before it even started, where Cody came out. He got a hammer, and he basically it was like a hidden message towards Triple H that everybody was talking about. We took the sledgehammer, whatever, he smashed the chair. It was obviously a direct message to WWE, a direct message to Triple H, and it was just a really good matchup right here. I'll have to agree that this was definitely the match of the night in terms of storytelling. You had Dustin Rhodes hit Cody Rhodes with the crossroads. Cody Rhodes kicked out. Um, it was just so much fun stuff in this match. It was just um, definitely what you would want to see, and it's unfortunate because my internet was acting up so bad that it would always like show apart, and then it would act up, and then it would go right back to the same part I just seen. It was crazy, but looking back at it, it was definitely a really good matchup right here. Definitely a great matchup between the two. Um, I'm glad that they got the amount of time that they got for this match. And and then the icing on the cake was the ending because after Cody beat his brother, first of all, like I said, the bleeding was terrible. Like Dustin was bleeding horribly. Like the bleeding was just sick. With the way that Dustin was bleeding in this matchup, it was crazy how much he was bleeding. And initially I don't think he was supposed to bleed that much, but it kind of reminds you when Eddie got hit with the steel chair against JBL at Judgment Day 2004, and he was bleeding internally. It's kind of what this looked like here. I mean, he was just bleeding bad. You could just see nothing was going to stop the bleeding. Usually, when guys bleed, you know, they'll bleed for a few and then they'll drop over time. But this one right here, uh, definitely, you could tell that the bleeding was something special. And one of the things that drove me to watch this is because a lot of former WWE stars and, guys I actually know are involved in this promotion. Also, I wanted to see, some of the guys I don't know that's in AEW and see what they have to offer. I've seen some snippets, some clips of them, but I never actually got to watch a full match with them until now. So the Cody Rhodes and Dustin match was a really great match. I would definitely have to agree it was a match at night. A lot of tension. Um, just two brothers beating the hell out of each other. Just exactly what you would need. The crowd was really into it. Um, and Dustin and Cody came out on top, and in the end, apparently, I didn't see this because I don't I don't know why, man. My internet was really fucking up. So, but apparently, I heard that I heard they shook hands, and Cody was basically telling him that he needs a brother the team with, and now they're gonna. I'm thinking that the next agenda is for them to team up against the Young Bucks and Feast of the Fallen in the next pay per view at the end of June. They're gonna team up together, and that's just really interesting. Like you finally got the match between the two. Should have happened in WWE, 4 or 5 years ago when it was Gold Dust and when Cody was Stardust, but it only lasted for like 2 minutes, so we didn't really get to see as good as these guys can go against each other. Like I said, I give Dustin a lot of credit for being 50 and to be in the shape he's in, to pull off the stuff he pulled. You can see the commentators like JR was really saying a lot, about this Dustin still guy, does he still have it on the tank and being at the age that he is? And, good stuff right there. So next up, you had the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers. Uh, I forget what title this was for. Again, I'm completely new to this promotion, and a lot of the guys that have come here. I know who the Young Bucks are. I've seen some clips of them doing super kicks, and they call it the super kick party. I've seen clips of them from some YouTubers I'm subscribed to. Uh, but and I've looked at some of the things they've done, in Ring of Honor and New Japan and all the promotions they've been in, but this was the first time that I legitimately saw a matchup with these guys and saw how good they really are. This was definitely an incredible tag team match between the two for the tag team title that was for the Lucha Brothers. This is my first time seeing these guys in action. I think I think I've seen clips of them from maybe Lucha Underground, whatever promotion they came from. But a lot of this was relatively new to me. I knew Dustin and Cody, but these guys right here, I've seen stuff of the Young Bucks. I never actually saw a full matchup with them until now. The Lucha Brothers, same deal. First time I've seen a full matchup between the two. It's gonna take me a while to like know both teams' names by heart right now because I'm still new to this whole thing. But this was a great tag team matchup. Right here. I really enjoyed it. This was a hell of a tag team matchup. A lot of high flying moves, a lot of near falls. At some points, it seemed as if the Young Bucks were going to lose the championship. It seemed like they were going to lose, and a lot of people were saying that one of the problems that could be in the play with AEW is having all of the top guys, the guys who pretty much run the company like Cody or like always win. Do they always win? And that's really the question that we'll find out as time progresses. If that's going to be gonna win the big matches and things like that. And this one right here, you know, you had two people over the night. Hangman Page had won earlier. And, I didn't see the matchup, but I heard about the results. You know, you had Cody Rhodes go with Berman Dustin, and then you got to this point where the Young Bucks retained the titles against the Lucha Brothers. Hell of a tag team match, a lot of high flying moves, a lot of kicks, a lot of super kicks. They were just sick with the amount of stuff I've seen in this match. Some of the moves I've seen, I didn't even really know the names of some of these moves I was seeing. But this was the first time I legitimately got to see just how good the Young Bucks really are. I mean, they are a hell of a team, and and the fact that it was brothers versus brothers, man. Those guys right there, man, they killed it. They really killed it. Both guys, you could tell, they wanted to put the best possible match that they could put, get the get the crowd invested to really show that there is an alternative to WWE. There is, a big never wrestling promotion, and that WWE isn't like the only massive thing. And this is why I wanted to watch this pay because I've been watching WWE since I was born, and I've looked at some videos and matches of ECW. I got some tapes of ECW, but unfortunately, when ECW was actually in business, I wasn't even born yet. And same thing for WCW. Like, I've seen matches from those shows, but I spent most of my life watching WWE. Now, there were times I looked at TNA, but that was only because that a lot of guys who left WWE came to TNA. But in this case here, um, you know, this was just one of those things. Two teams that I've heard of them, I've seen clips of them, but this was the first time that I actually watched a match of them, and it was just one of those things. It was just it was a hell of a matchup between both teams. Um, I really enjoyed it. I was glad that I got to see it. Um, just so much good stuff in here, so much high flying, so much just everything about this match was beautiful. Young Bucks retained the title, man. I swear now I see people saying the Young Bucks are like amazing. I finally got to see how good this team really is. And I take nothing away from the Lucha Brothers because, like I said, at some point I thought they were going to win the titles. But this right here was just a hell of a match. Um, you know, I mean, just with the last three matches of the show that I see, I really have to say that this is one of the reasons as to why I just love wrestling. Like, it's stuff like this because I got so many YouTubers who upload stuff from other wrestling promotions. So I look at those things that they've uploaded toward other wrestling promotions besides just WWE to just explore because it's not at this point it's not all about WWE. It's just about wrestling as a whole. And this pay per view right here, AEW double or nothing. It just really it made you proud to be a wrestling fan. It really did. It made you extremely proud to be a wrestling fan watching this pay per view, and it's one of the reasons why I just will never stop being a wrestling fan at all. Um, so then there you go with that, and then we got to the main event. Um, Again, unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch the rest of the show, so I'm just going about what I did see. Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega. Great matchup right here. A couple of botches. You know, Noticeably, one of the botches was when Jericho tried to go for the DDT, and you could just tell that he botched it. But it was a couple of botches in this matchup here. Once again, there was some blood. Kenny Omega, started bleeding. Chris Jericho hit Kenny Omega with the code breaker from midair. Then he hit him with this move that he does in pro wrestling, apparently. Um, And great stuff right here. Uh, this again, same thing for Kenny Omega. First time I've seen a lot of clips. Like, in fact, I even looked at the highlights of their first match, and I was really impressed. I've seen the match that Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho had last year uh, at I believe it was Super G1 Supercard. Maybe I could be wrong, but I believe that was the same pay per view they had their match last year in January. This was when Jericho first had a match outside of WWE and New Japan Pro Wrestling when he worked with Kenny Omega. And at first, it was supposed to be like a one and done thing. He was just gonna, go there once and have a matchup and then, not come back. But he ended up actually working a few more matches there, and this was the start. So when I seen their match last year, you know, I think in retrospect, in a way, it was slightly better than this match. But at the same time, it was still a really good matchup between the two. Really great matchup between the two. I got to see what Kenny Omega can go. I always knew Kenny Omega was a great wrestler. Because I seen the matchup they had last year with each other. I actually looked at the highlights of that. I was really impressed. I've seen some other clips of Kenny Omega matches, so this isn't really the first time that I've seen something of Kenny Omega with the Young Bucks. This was the first time I would initially watched the match of theirs. Kenny Omega, I've seen some things of Kenny Omega before, so this isn't like the first time that I have seen something with Kenny Omega. So, to watch this matchup that he had with Chris Jericho right here. Excuse me, guys. It was just a really great matchup. I'm really glad that it happened. You know, man, this with the three matches I've seen, and I missed a lot of matches, unfortunately. But for what I actually see, it just it almost just made me tear with just how amazing these matches were and how well put together. They did these things. There were some flaws in the show. I'm not gonna do what everybody else is doing. Say this was the greatest thing you ever seen. I'm not gonna do that because I'm not gonna suck up to them and make it seem like they didn't have any mishaps because that's not the case. Um, but do I think the matches were great? Do I think they were really good matches? Yes, definitely. With the ones that I actually got to see. But am I gonna like overhype it and say that this was like the best thing you ever seen? No, because see, the problem is that and this is for any wrestling promotion. You can't overly hype them because the minute that you do something like that, that's when you have so much high expectations, and and then when things don't go the way people want it, then they start bitching and complaining. For right now, for this to be their first pay per view event um, as an actual show, as an actual promotion, because when they did All Out last year, All In last year, it wasn't an actual show yet. But for this to be an actual showdown, the actual promotion, the actual show is going to air in the fall. This was definitely a good start. Commentary wasn't the best, and Jr. It took him a while to really get very invested in it. It seemed like as it got to these three matches that I seen, it seemed like that's when Jr. started to pick up his commentary. Um, so it was just one of those things. And the other two guys, I'm not familiar with either of them. This is just how you know that. Uh, and don't get me wrong. I know some guys outside of WB. I do. I know quite a few guys outside of WB. I knew guys who were in other promotions like Ricochet. Who left those promotions and came to WWE. So I've seen things of them. Outside of WWE. It's just that it's the only consistent thing I've looked at. but I've seen guys outside of that. So it's just like you know, this was the first time I actually watched a pay per view from another promotion outside of the company. And I was very impressed with what I've seen. There were things that wasn't the best that they did on the show, but in a match standpoint, at least for the three that I've seen, the last three matches, definitely probably the best matches that they did. And of course, the best of the three matches, like the match. Um, but yeah, oh man, yeah, So the Kenny Omega Chris Jericho match was really good. Again, like I said, there's a few botches noticed that you can see, and I think the pressure of trying to make sure that the show uh, suited well. I think that kind of, you know, I think in a way that kind of nerve wracked the wrestlers to some extent, but it still turned out pretty good for what it was. You know, Chris Jericho grabbed the mic after he beat Kenny Omega, so now he'll be facing Heyman Page in the next pay-per-view. I believe it's going to be the next pay-per-view, or maybe after that, for the AEW Championship. Um, I've seen how it looks, and it looks really good. I really I like the way the championship looks. Um, and this is why, because I know a lot of guys here they think just like man, you obviously could tell that you're like new to this whole thing, and I'm not gonna lie, I am. Uh, and so this, but that's why I plan on watching hopefully being able to see the next pay per view so I can get more familiar with the guys on this brand on this show, and hopefully, which unfortunately at the time that AEW airs on TV, I'll be in college again the next semester, so it'll be kind of hard for me to keep up with it. But hopefully, I did subscribe to the channel, so hopefully I can see what they're doing on the show. That way, I can keep up with them and WWE. A lot of people are just completely giving up on WWE, and that's understandable. I'm not going to give up on them. I do hope that AEW forces them to change the way that they're booking things, change the way that they're doing things. Now, and a lot of people say as long as Vince is in charge, it doesn't seem like that's going to change it. I can understand it. I really don't think Vince. I don't really think he cares that much. Um, you could just see with the way the ratings are going and with the stuff that he's booking, you can just see that he really doesn't care that much. But I think that I'm not gonna stop watching the product because I've been keeping up. I've still been keeping up with the things that have been going on with the show, and I do believe that over time that things might change. Whether or not that happens is debatable, but I believe that over time it might change. But as it pertains to AEW, this is still a relatively new product, and there's some changes that they're gonna have to make as they go on. So but I do want to, for the first time, I'm actually like very, very considerate on watching both promotions because when TNA was hot, I didn't even know about TNA. I think I didn't find out about TNA until I was maybe 7, 8 at the very least. So yeah, there you go with that. I didn't even know what TNA was. So. You had Chris Jericho grab the mic at the end of the match, and he said, we sold all these tickets. You guys should be thanking me. Where did I get my thank you? And then out of nowhere, John Moxley, formerly known as Dean Ambrose in WWE, who was officially left WWE and a new Eastern News member of AEW, comes out. He hits Chris Jericho for DDT. I don't know if he's going to call it the Dirty D beats like he called it in WWE, but he hits him with DDT. It was a brutal DDT as well. Then he hit the ref with the same thing, and then he tried to hit Kenny Omega with it, and he hit him up the top of the apron. It's like in a box or something. I seen it later because when it happened live, my internet again crashed. And I was not able to see it. After you like came out, I was able to see what he did. You can tell that John Moxley is much happier in AEW than he was in WWE, and I'm really happy for him. That's why, with all these guys who were former WWE stars, along with the guys who you know who came up with this product, who didn't come from WWE, like the Young Bucks and all them, these guys are driving me to really look at this promotion because you got guys like Chris Jericho who you know, spent majority of his career in WWE. We got guys like Cody Rhodes, who's had a lot of his career in WWE, over a decade in WWE. Stardust, who spent over decades in WWE. I mean, Goldust, Dustin Rhodes, spent over decades in WWE. All these guys who are literally giving this promotion. Even Tommy Dreamer, an ECW legend, who's giving this promotion a chance and who wants to see it change and just wants to see wrestling as a whole evolve and make it fun again to, really enjoy watching wrestling. It really, with all these guys here, it really definitely makes me uh, very supportive of this product, very supportive of this show. Definitely 100%. I definitely see myself watching the next pay per view they do in June. Hopefully, I'm able to see the whole show because then I can do a review on everything. Right now, unfortunately, I was not able to see the whole show because my internet was acting up. But I was able to see those three matches, and yeah, I hope that there's more. And you guys, and this is going to be the thing with this channel. I think one of the reasons that this channel is suffering, aside from aside from my hangout videos I do, which you guys know, expect that, expect that. I'm gonna keep doing what I do. I think one of the reasons because a lot of people just don't really care about WWE anymore. So it's just like I think with AEW now, when I start doing more videos on this show, I think more people would be more invested. And that's what I'm gonna do. This is the first time I'm doing a video on AEW. As they continue to do more pay-per-views, I hope to do more footage of AEW. They got a pay-per-view coming up next month. They got a pay-per-view coming up in July. They got a pay-per-view coming up in August. I want to do a review of all those shows. So hopefully when AEW, uh, when as they continue to do more shows, hopefully I'm able to start doing videos specifically on AEW. I'm gonna do my WWE videos like the last one I just did on Dolph Ziggler returning to WWE facing off Kobe Kingston. But I'm also gonna be doing some AEW videos because I'm really into this product, and I'm not one of those people who's completely gonna turn against WWE. Even though I know that the script is bad, I know that the writing is bad, I know that the shows are not great right now, and it's going to stay that way for quite some time. But I'm not going to stop watching it because I just can't. I'm sorry. Um, I know some people are so quick to turn against it, and everybody do what you do, but I'm not going to stop watching it. So I'm going to keep watching it. I just wish that they would change things, which doesn't seem like that's going to happen anytime soon. But I do hope that AEW forces Vince to just snap out of it and just, of course, nothing really is going to change until he steps down or dies or whatever. Basically, we just know at this point he's going to die this year. It's really sad. It is what it is. So, but this AEW right here, man, I definitely want to see a lot more of it, a lot more stuff of it. This was the first snippet that I've seen of it, the three matches that I've seen. So, great stuff by God, by three matches I've seen. I think Cody definitely matching that. Almost the Lucha Brothers. A purple tag team match with the titles right there. A bunch of super kicks, bunch of crazy moves from the top rope, high flying moves outside, moonsaults, all those things, all that nature. just so many near falls that had you thinking that one team's gonna go over the other. So definitely good stuff right there. Um, and yeah, so this is the first video I did on AEW, and hopefully I can do another one on AEW. Again, I was gonna do a WWE Money in the Bank review video, but you know, with the way that that turned out, um, I don't know, man. At this point, I'm just better off not doing it. And it's not to say that I'm just not gonna do WWE videos anymore because I just did it. It's like, man, after watching AEW, just really, uh, it kind of makes you feel like the funness and stuff that you have in WWE. It's like all that has gone away now. It's how bad the product is. So, you know, but I'm gonna still do reviews on WWE. I'll probably do on the next pay per view, which is Super Showdown. And if I don't do, it's not really a pay per view, but it's just a show. I may or may not do one on that because you got Goldberg going against Undertaker. The two grandpas at this point, so I don't really expect that much out of it. But we'll see what happens. Uh, and some other things of that nature. So I don't know. Might do a video on that. Either prediction of Super Showdown because you got Kobe Kingston going against Dolph Ziggler. I might do uh, a prediction or a review of Super Showdown, and then you have NXT 25 that's coming up this weekend, and I might do a review on that because I definitely plan on watching NXT Takeover 25 by far. I don't think anything's going to stop me from looking at NXT Takeover. Ever since I started looking at it from the beginning of last year, I've been very in love with watching NXT Takeover. They always take over, they always do the show way better than main roster pay per views. Um, but I thought that Money in the Bank, just to briefly talk about it, I'm not going to do a review of it on this video because this is all about AEW. I thought it was a decent show up until the ending. I just think the ending really killed it. I think prior to that, the title matches with Steph and AJ was definitely was an incredible matchup right there. You know, by far the match of the night. Kobe Kingston and Kevin Owens match was great. Um, I thought that the matches, I thought they were really decent matches or whatever, but then the main event just really messed things up. Especially when it was rumored that Andrade or Drew were like the favorites to win. And then it also came out that apparently Ali uh, was supposed to win. And then we seen what happened with that. So there you go. So again, I'll do more AEW videos as they have their next debut and stuff like that. Hopefully, I'll still do WWE videos, but at this point, I'll be going back and forth. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sign off, Master Flex, like, comment, subscribe, and